The Ice Road takes place after a remote diamond mine collapses in the far northern regions of Canada, where an ice driver played by Liam Neeson leads an impossible rescue mission over a frozen ocean to save the lives of trapped miners despite thawing waters and a threat they never see coming. This is written and directed by Jonathan Hensleigh, who also directed 2004's The Punisher, and it's yet another in a long line of Liam Neeson action movies, with this being the second one of these we got this year after The Marksman. Now, when it comes to these movies, for the most part, if you've seen one, you've seen them all, though some are obviously better than others, and even if they're predictable, as long as they're competently made, they can be fun for what they are. This one, however, is not one of the better ones. It's far from the worst, but it's definitely a bit tedious to get through. Unlike most of Neeson's other action movies, the action here is not all that fun. Rather than going for over-the-top shootouts or hand-to-hand combat scenes, it mostly plays out like a generic survival thriller, especially in the first half, with much of the tension just being from the truck struggling to make it to their destination. Also, instead of Neeson having to go up against a number of henchmen, there's really only one villain that he's fighting here, that being Benjamin Walker as a man who works for the company that hired Neeson and the rest of the team. And this was probably one of the most boring, underwhelming villains I've seen in quite some time. I think one of the most frustrating things about him is the fact that the motivations didn't feel like they were made 100% clear, or at the very least, they didn't make total sense. And any of the fight scenes with him were just so poorly choreographed, with these clunky moments of fighting happening while also struggling with the icy environment, which is something that could have been a lot cooler than whatever we got here. Now, the performances are fine for what they are, I guess. Neeson does the same shtick here that he does in all of his other action movies, playing things pretty straight-faced and never really venturing out of his comfort zone. And if you like that in his other movies, then I think you'll like it here, though it's Benjamin Walker who does try to have some fun with the material, but he only had so much to work with, as did Amber Midhunter as a young woman who joins because her brother is one of the trapped miners. Meanwhile, Lawrence Fishburne, who's also on this team with Neeson, is fine, but ultimately winds up being really underutilized, which was a major disappointment to see. But the performances only get us so far because the dialogue is absolutely atrocious and was pretty much the main thing that dragged this movie down for me. A lot of it is very on the nose, with characters spewing non-stop exposition and telling us exactly how they feel, and anything that wasn't exposition comes off as just schmaltzy. There aren't that many attempts at having a real emotional moment here, but whenever we did get one, there was no sense of nuance whatsoever, and it didn't feel like how people actually talked at all. Now, this film may have its audience, as I'm sure there are those who like all of these Liam Neeson action movies, no matter how good or bad they are, but even as someone who doesn't mind most of them, this one was a rough watch for me. It has some mildly entertaining moments here and there, but overall, it's definitely one of the lesser entries, and I just say skip it altogether. The Ice Road gets a 4 out of 10. So let me know, did you see The Ice Road, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Was this one of the best or worst Liam Neeson action movies for you? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.